Okay, boys.
Are we good to go?
Ready to roll.
All right, guys. Game number 2 here on Battlefield of Eternity between Tempo Storm and SuperStars. We'll have to see if SuperStars can turn it around or Tempo will steamroll to their very likely almost foregone conclusion 2-0 against their HGC opponents in Bloodlust.
What's the last match? No, tomorrow versus who?
Roll 20. That'd be good. I think that'll be the closest match of the night.
Right, here we are on the Battlefield of Eternity, guys. Again, game 1, very heavily in favor of Tempo Storm. Tempo Storm had first pick or map pick that game?
Last game,
yeah.
Tempo Storm had map pick, and they have map pick again because
they went back.
SuperStars chose to take first pick on this map.
Well, first band coming out here for SuperStars, and it is going to be Stukov. Based off what you saw of Stukov from June last game, do you think that's a worthy first band on BOE? Like, was June's Stukov like that big of a threat that you wanted to shut it down?
I definitely don't think so. More likely, it's we're not that comfortable dealing with Stukov, and we want to ban it out. We're first pick. We feel like we have more opportunity to grab the best heroes. So by banning out something that's maybe we can't play or maybe we're not comfortable playing against, they gain some room for maneuverability in their own draft.
Well, first band coming up here from Tempo. What will they end up denying from their opponents? I mean, it's also, you know, what do you want to leave up?
Yeah.
We haven't seen any Genji today, so...
Probably won't. I mean, looks like
the nerfs weren't enough, Dunkus.
Yeah, none of the teams seem really interested in trying to play against the Genji. Not really surprising, all things considered.
Oh, so they banned the TAS to the Genji. They let Genji through.
Yeah.
That's really smart for BOE.
Yeah, I mean, TAS enables a lot of really powerful shenanigans on this map. And Genji's Immortal Clear is not that good. Especially after the nerfs to Shuriken build. Like, a lot of people are not opting for that anymore, and you don't get Shingen until level 13 for the increased single target damage. So Genji's Immortal killing, relatively low value.
Well, first 2 picks here for Tempo Storm. I mean, what are you expecting here? We see Dahaka a lot. He's still on the table. We saw a lot of Stitches earlier on as well. Got Uther still up. Don't think we'll see the Uther pick locked in this early, though.
We could. It's good against Genji, actually. Like,
I'm silly.
You really need a support who can't die to Genji and who can help you lock him down. There's no supports that really do that other than Uther. Your best bet after Uther is like a Brightwing or a Mouth, where you have Ice Block to prevent dying from the Dragon Blade, and then you have a Heroic to kill the Genji on the back half. Uther doesn't even need Ice Block. He can just chain stun the Genji. Always a threat against divers. The Abathur pick with the Uther immediately, that seems a little weird to me.
I mean, so you got to be worried about the Illidan, even though it's BOE. You got to be worried about even like Bala is going to be hard to shut down with that kind of option. But I don't know. It's just well rounded. It gives you so many different ways to run with that.
Yeah. And 3 picks here before the second ban phase for SuperStars. They have a lot of opportunity to kind of decide what they want their team composition to be now. Hopefully their team composition turns out well for them, unlike our Hot Pepper Challenge, which was not spicy. And this draft I also would consider not spicy. I mean,
we even brought the Pepto over.
We've got Dahaka
no
Malfurion.
use for it. No spicy cast,
no
spicy games.
Dahaka Malf pretty standard. Genji is fine with it. Surprised they opted for Dahaka a little bit. It's like super safe standard, but it's not like a really great dive tank. It doesn't enable the dive that well. Sometimes he can like.
You think it'll be double tank though? I don't think it will.
It has to be double tank. You're not going to run solo tank
right.
Dahaka.
Okay.
Yeah. So now
they banned the Muradin, thinking that's going to be the dive tank to go in there.
Well, I suspect that Tempo Storm will be taking a Nubrak if it's up. In this situation, it's really good against Genji's Dragon Blade, because you can pretty much deny almost the whole duration if you don't have damage put on the Cocoon. And even if you do, just interrupting the flow of Dragon Blade is really impactful. Looks like that's not the target, though, from SuperStars, they're more interested in getting rid of the potential Illid and Abathur combination, which I can totally respect. Illid and Abathur is a nightmare.
Well, next 2 picks here for Tempo. You talked about the Anubarak. He's on the table. What damage dealers would you expect them to be playing with the Uther Abathur?
I mean, all the range damage is basically up. Greymane is very likely on this patch. Greymane actually crushes Genji in trades because the dodge stacks got reduced to 1.
That's true.
So Greymane, I think, is very likely here. If they want to deny any range carry in particular from SuperStars, we know SuperStars is probably going to need a main tank and probably going to need a range pressure damage. So whatever one they feel of those is the most dangerous they could take. But really, we're probably going to see tank range damage here in these 2 slots.
Ooh.
Oh, interesting.
So right now they only have the drag to interrupt the Chen, and Chen's going to be a solid solo lane bully versus the Dahaka. That's also something that, you know, not too
It's double support Abathur, which I don't hate, except on BOE you have literally 0 race potential. I mean, look at this. This team can absolutely not ever race the Immortal. No matter what SuperStars picks, like, they can't pick heroes that are bad enough to not be able to race this in the Immortal phase, which means that Tempo Storm is going to have to win team fights or have to defend their own Immortal, which is okay, but they don't even have, like, the most backbreaking Abathur hat target. Like, yeah, Chen is good, and then they're just going to pick up a random range damage. I don't know. The Chen is okay, but I think it's mostly for the lulz.
Well, last 2 picks here coming up for SuperStars. Let's see what they are going to lock in here. They need that answer to that Shen. There's the Anubarak and there's the Li Ming.
Yeah, the Anubarak is the dive tank I suspected, and that's why I thought Tempo Storm would pick it away, but maybe they've got some super secret strat. It just seems like... Well, how is the Anubarak going to function here? Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. Let me see that Zul'jin. Zul'jin's one of my favorite heroes. I wonder if it'll be Guillotine build or Taz Dingo. Kappa.
This is not when we have the new Zul'jin skin in yet.
No.
The purple one you like a lot, so that's unfortunate.
It's interesting, though. I'm kind of surprised to see the Zul'jin picked, honestly. There were so many range damage dealers up. Zul'jin is good sustain damage. He wears a hat just fine. But I don't know. What does SuperStars comp do? I don't think they have the power to kill someone during the cocoon. It's just the Abathur is awkward. Overall, I would just consider this a very awkward draft from both teams.
Yeah.
Who wins the race?
Oh, no question Tempo Storm wins.
I mean,
wait,
Zul'jin,
no.
if they let him just get...
If he's at 1 HP, they can win, but other than that, there's no question SuperStars wins the race. Like, it's
got
all
2 different
down
answers. You've confused me.
Yeah.
Well, here on the left-hand side of the map, guys, in the blue trunks, we have Tempo Storm up 1-0 in this best-of-3 series. Can they close it out? Fury on the Uther, Psalm on the Zul'jin, Coffin on the Abathur, Caterpillar playing the Chen, and June rounding out the team on Oreo.
Their opponent, SuperStars, got to bounce back, bring it back. Urho going to be playing the Dahaka. We've got Sway there on a Anubarak. It looks like Kona's going to be playing the Malfurion. We've got Yoda on the Li Ming, and Hosty playing Genji.
Okay, both teams just posturing up in the middle. Tempo Storm wanted to make sure that SuperStars wasn't cheesing a wall. They do have the Abathur, so they could be vulnerable to that.
Stray is really good at getting killed on the move.
They almost did get Stray.
Very close.
And that's with like almost no CC too. The only CC they really have is Uther Ariel, so still almost managed to die there. But Dahaka will be soaking top. No lasting damage done as he did not die, and you don't really need your tank for that first 15 seconds of the laning phase or whatever. Both teams just going to be content wave clearing, trying to force these in.
Top lane, we do see Tempo Storm is pressuring with the Abathur Locust down there. Chen in the top, just chilling for now. Yeah, we're just going to have to wait this out until we get to the Immortal phase now. So you expect that Tempo Storm is going to be contesting, looking for a fight versus them?
Cattle.
On the
so
Immortal
slippery.
phase, maybe, but right now...
The B steps. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, SuperStars is trying to make something happen here. I just don't think it's very likely they kill Chen. And even if they do kill Chen, they have an Abathur to
Yeah.
soak that lane, so I don't think they'd get much value there.
So I'm getting pretty low. The root connects, but a good heal from June and Fury going to keep him top.
Wow, nice hammer.
Dahaka coming in with that burrow. Urho going to drag back the Uther, but Fury is so tanky. With Abathur hat, both him and Psalm are going to make it out alive.
It's cool to see Fury and Uther. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
he's a warrior player, but Uther's the closest thing you have to a warrior. He perfectly peeled there to make sure Psalm was fine, just walked in with the hammer and
Very
those
nice.
warrior instincts.
Oh. It's great to see people, like, it's great to see players identify when they need to, like, tank a skill shot or eat a CC for their teammate, you know. And that's exactly what Fury needed to do there, make sure Psalm didn't get dragged, since he's the only vulnerable one.
Dumpstorm's looking to take a defensive position here as the Abathur is dual soaking lanes right now for his team. Storm's going to be pressuring the bottom Immortal while the rest of his team are just kind of just stalling out as well as they can. Right now, HP is in favor of Superstars, but it's about to swing in favor of Tempo Storm as Psalm is just getting to slowly whack that thing down.
Yeah, Psalm's getting a lot of value here, nobody contesting him. Urho can potentially threaten Psalm, especially if Genji's, like, in range. So we will have to back off.
It's interesting because you said like nobody was contesting Psalm, and at that moment, that's when Dahaka had just moved up from bottom. But that's one of the big powers of Genji as a hero is his ability to rotate so quickly. But obviously not able to rotate quickly enough to assist in that fight as they do get the kill in Coda. Malfurion down.
Well, Fury and Psalm both pretty low, but without their support there, Superstars really can't contest this. But they don't really have the freedom to go down to that bottom Immortal and start DPSing it too much. And, you know, with Abathur having to join some of these fights with the hats, he's not getting the maximum value out of his lane soaking. So it's still a very even game, and the Mortals are still actually now not in favor of Tempo Storm anymore.
Yeah, we'll see. Armor going to help out for the heals here on Cattle as he drinks. Double support and Abathur hat enough for the sustain as he flies and gets a kick onto Genji. It's just double support plus Abathur, and then Chen being able to drink is insane sustain.
Yeah, it's really tough for Superstars composition to actually kill anyone. They don't really have any good kill targets on Tempo Storm just because of how much cross coverage they provide each other in terms of tankiness, peel, and Superstars is going to have to figure out a way to deal with that. Once they get level 10, they will have a little better shot because their hard dive team does work if they perhaps Cocoon Uther, and then maybe dive on Ariel. They have a chance to get kills, but other than that, it's going to be tough.
Psalm's trying to get the damage on the Immortal as they get the nice flank here. Urho into the backside, but a noob is just too low. Stray can't really afford to burrow in or anything at this point. Cattle's doing a wonderful job zoning him out. Uther completely separated in the back, however, and does end up falling. Psalm's doing wonders. He has 1% HP on Zul'jin on the left here, doing as much damage as you can imagine, and then just chunking for the race. Works out.
Yep, and it is standard auto attack build. Zul'jin and Wilby Taz Dingo at level 10. He's taking U1 X, let the killing begin. Got a few stacks on that, but not ideal progression towards that Seasoned Marksman in range increase quest.
Guys, I'm going to say, like, the aftermath of that pepper, I feel better. I feel good.
Well,
I
yeah,
feel like
like-
it cleaned me out.
That kind of thing is like almost like a high. You get the endorphins pumping through.
I feel so
after
good
spicy
right now.
food, you get like a little relaxed.
Let's do that again.
Well, yeah, we need to.
Okay, Iacona!
Just walked away.
This one.
Iacona just walks away.
Thanks, Zoya. I knew I could burst you into song eventually. Level 7 is almost here for Superstars. They need it, and they need it bad. Burrow from Saray is enough to get away as Cattle flips over the keep, looking for him. 7 is locked in, or locking in, as we speak. Are you at all surprised to see the E-build Li Ming versus this?
No, absolutely not. Superstars absolutely needs to get a one-shot on their initiation in order to win the fight with the Cocoon on Uther. That's basically their only shot. If they fail to get the one shot, if it's on Zul'jin and he gets defensive cooldowns and gets to use Tez-Dingo,
Stray sucks.
he's gonna
Holy
melt for our team.
cow. I don't know how else to put it, man. This guy's not playing good today. Maybe that's why they wanted to sub. Maybe he was sick or something. I don't know, but Stray is not looking good. He just keeps dying to dump
There's
things.
definitely some end character mistakes in the earlier, events. This was what, both games on a noob,
Yeah.
and just a few moments that feel over aggressive for sure.
I wouldn't even call what that was over aggressive. That was just stupid. I'm sorry, I don't know how else to put it, man. Stray, what are you doing, dog? Get it together. 1 fort down here in the game so far in that top lane. Tempo Storm with that full level lead as well, getting closer and closer. You all right?
Every once in a while, a flake of pepper just
Yeah, you
flares up in
burp
the
and you
back of my
hiccup a
throat.
bur- yeah.
Yeah,
It's nuts.
It's not fun.
Yeah, it's not good.
Anyways,
Level 10 almost here for Tempo Storm.
look at this, just Panda Hat. Panda Hat, boys. Guys, I could cosplay that.
Don't wear that. Well, we got Chen and a root here. Hosie's here with the fight, and even with 4 people wailing on him, the Avatar Hat and the Fury here. Are
It's
just
just so ridiculous. And this is the Chen change in this patch. And I remember even seeing Cattle say he didn't like the overall changes when they first posted in the forums about some of the changes they were doing.
Yeah.
But obviously he's tinkering with it right now.
Well, yeah, I think he was worried about a strict buff to Chen being problematic with the instant brew.
Right.
And he, in fact, did avoid picking the elusive brawler time on level 1. He went for the grounding brew, which is way more effective against
Especially in
Li
this
Ming Genji.
composition. Yeah, you see a Li Ming. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Grounding Brew is going to be fantastic for me.
Yeah.
Well, level 10 picked up here for Tempo Storm. They're
Wow.
immediately forced to fight. Panda Pow's being popped out the gate, and he's immediately diving onto Yoda. Stray and
Body
Hosey trying to peel
blocks.
for him.
Oh,
Nice
boy.
burrow in from Stray there, hitting all 3 Pandas, but isn't enough to save Kona. He's getting bursted down. He's trying to kite back. Hosey's trying to peel for him, and the Pandas end up falling. Kona is alive, but Cattle wanted it, and he got the kill. Can Cattle get out of there alive? The heals
Oh,
from Fury
my
and June are
goodness.
too good.
Double support Chen Abathur is actually ridiculous. Cattle can do whatever the heck he wants.
That was silly.
Fun games, boys.
You have an Abathur hat and 2 supports, man. You ain't gonna kill a Chen, man. That's
Meanwhile, Psalm on Zul'jin just running in circles in the middle of the map. 1 hit, 1 HP, killing Immortals. Basically, because of the 10 to 9 disadvantage, Tempo Storm got an entire fort for free, half an Immortal advantage, plus a kill. Although they did spend a heroic for that, the timing window was just a little too long. I don't think SuperStars is going to be able to close in on this in time.
Psalm, yeah, Pop's unkillable. He's going to be throwing lots of axes, and Crystal Aegis will be used behind that. They got nothing. Twilight Dream snaps him right in half.
Yeah, that Mortal is at 2k HP. Tempo Storm just on the full retreat right now, and they don't really have anyone to pressure that without the Zul'jin. I mean, Cattle could go in, but he ain't going to live long if he dies in there. But the thing is, Zul'jin's already back up. They don't have really time to pressure the top Immortal. They're already back in a defensive position. While that kill was great on the Zul'jin, it's not going to change much. Cattle with the Avatar hat deep inside. They're trying to get this kill on the Immortal at 340 HP, and that's going to swing over an almost full HP Immortal here for
Adaptation
Tempo.
on Urho is doing its best, but it's not going to be enough. He's just going to ragdoll into Jurassic Park, and this is one fat, juicy Immortal.
And the problem is, SuperStars basically needs to execute that same fight, but better, like 5 times in a row to win this game. That's how far behind they are.
Fat, juicy Immortal.
I mean, look at the girth on that shield.
Yeah, man, that thing's meaty. That's sick. 2-level lead here for Tempo Storm Dunk. I mean, this is looking pretty tough for SuperStars.
Yeah.
Do they just get the Zul'jin, isolate the Zul'jin and kill him? Is that what they have to do?
I mean, the problem is, the only reason they could even kill Zul'jin there is because he Taz Dingo'd, like, near the start of the fight because he was 1 HP going into it, basically. In a real fight where Tempo Storm starts at full HP, Zul'jin is not a realistic kill target because you can only web wrap 1 of 2 Uther or Ariel. Zul'jin is going to be able to either be saved by Uther or Ariel, and then the other one's going to come out of Cocoon. There's just no chance you kill him with
There's the
that
Avatar clone going down on to the Zul'jin. They're looking for the fight here. Genji dives even in the background. The web wrap does go down, and the clone will be the first to fall in this fight. Stray goes in for the burrow. June doing a good job of keeping everyone topped up. Hosey's with the Dragon Blade, trying to get the kill on the Zul'jin. Nice Aegis coming out from June to save him, but he is still going to fall. Core is at 60%.
That airtime!
Cattle's trying to get the core. He's staying behind, but... Dunk, would you say this permanent core damage was worth it for the almost team?
Permanent core damage, he's got game, man.
Yeah, Cattle's got this.
Easy. It's Cattle. No, it doesn't count.
Wow.
They cheated.
Cheaters.
They didn't respect the 1v1. They
No.
5v1'd on him there.
5v1.
No passion, no honor.
No honor.
Well, that's 46% damage to the core at level 13, 11 minutes into the game. That evened up the experience almost, but they're down to keep. Their core is exposed. They haven't even put any pressure on really any of these forts.
Yeah.
The levels make it look closer than it actually is. Tempo Storm's got pretty big control still.
I'm pretty sure Tempo Storm could just run at the core once they have 5 people with all their heroics up. And like even if SuperStars is there, I don't think they can defend. Because you can't deny the Chen damage and the Zul'jin damage at the same time, and like they'll eventually kill your core.
Well,
unless the leaving resets are insane.
let's see. I mean, they have to get 1 kill for that, and that's tough. I don't think Yoda's gonna be able to secure that, man. We'll see. Level 14 to level 13.
Yeah, this is definitely a tough window. I mean, it's not terrible, but having to keep down.
Oh, they're going for the back door.
Having the core being vulnerable. Yeah, that's kind of why this is a tough window, because this is the risk. Even though they're uneven talent here for the fight, you're just forced
Urho
this
sees
position.
it. They're going for it.
Okay, Chen is currently stalling a noob and Li-Ming from Hearthing, where he was. They forced Cocoon.
Oh
that slows down
my
the return.
god,
Crystal Aegis
dude!
and Divine Shield going to get not very little done here. Stall him. Oh! They kept
It might
alive
be
for a while.
enough.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, they don't have Chen with them.
June Crystal Aegis
Again.
during the Tazdingo.
Again.
Yeah. Feels bad, man. He didn't dodge the Li-Ming damage. Like, if you Crystal Aegis and make him dodge the Li-Ming damage, that's fine. If you Crystal Aegis, if you, like, heal Crystal Aegis and then heal again so he survives after the Crystal Aegis, that's fine. But, like, he didn't pop the heal right before the Crystal Aegis. So it didn't get his hope emptied, and then Zul'jin came out of Crystal Aegis with 1 HP and just had to get D-Shield immediately.
Well, everyone on Tempo's about to be up, Oriole up in 2 seconds. And they're going to end up losing the halftime.
They only have to do that 4 more times, though, to win the game.
Yeah. I mean, Tempo's trying their hardest to give this game over to SuperStars, and Tempo's still in this game. So, here we go. Cattle diving in onto Srey there. Srey's going to burrow out. They've got their defensive positioning they need.
I think next time they try Cattle soloing the core. That might work better than
I
the
think,
other four.
probably
that's probably the plan. Maybe the hat with it. We'll see.
Yeah.
This is actually going pretty darn well for SuperStars
Yeah.
for this first Mortal phase, though. It's down to about 30% HP, and even the poke they're getting is good. Hosty has to use Deflect early in the fight, able to E out. That means they're full retreat. If he doesn't have his E, Genji's effectively just not a part of your team. He needs to back on off. Dahaka does get bottom pushed out. The catapult's alleviated for a moment.
So that's that with their clone down there for 50 more seconds. So this is SuperStars' opportunity to move in. They need to pressure that Immortal and finish it off. They got 8k HP to go. Srey's already on it. Hosty's with them. They don't have Li-Ming with them. Li-Ming is top lane. They don't have the Abathur clone, but they got to be careful with how they approach this. I think that like SuperStars would have to do something really dumb to lose this Immortal at this point.
I mean, it's going to get them a keep wall if they get it with a solid shield. I don't know.
I mean, Zul'jin is on the Immortal right now. Ooh.
Oh, boy.
Unkillable right before the tongue. That might be good enough.
Blind Shield goes down. June's here to help support him as well.
That was very lackluster.
Both of those forced early means Tempostorm can't win this fight.
They're going for it. Srey goes in for the burrow. Fury's very low. Gets the last second heal off, but he is now in ghost form. Urho's getting low. Hosty goes down as well. 2 for 1 exchanges. Next to fall is Chen. It looks like this should be going in favor of SuperStars, though. The Aegis comes out. Psalm is still alive, but I don't think June can do much more. And yeah, a 1 for 3 exchange.
And SuperStars has found their rhythm at this point. Like Tempo Storm, honestly, we've seen some negative synergy a few times now that just didn't look good. It's so reliant on the Zul'jin getting damage, and they're punishing that. They're finding him. They're focusing him. He's trying to sneak in to get a little bit of poke, but Zul'jin's a hero that has no mobility. A lot of other heroes like Li-Ming that might do that, they can actually teleport over a wall or get away from the pressure coming towards them.
Yeah. Tempo's, like, again, doing something very silly. Those 2 core pushes were ridiculous. But you have to look at those fights, and yeah, you're 100% right. Sloppy fights,
And SuperStars are taking advantage of like every little shakeup that's happened ever since then. SuperStars are in control, and it shows in their play as well.
Yeah, they just have to basically defend their core for the rest of the game. The problem is with the core at 37%, it's so easy for them to just get backdoored. And they know that, so they have to play safely. All Tempostorm needs to do is find an opening to walk to the base, but SuperStars is going to try not to let them do that. Nice stun there on 2 targets. Urho goes for the greedy tongue onto Zul'jin. If he just uses the Haka tongue, pulls Cattle out, puts some damage on him, I think that's a lot more value. Since the Zul'jin tongue is so unlikely to actually land.
Immortal's half HP here. Cattle goes in for the stall in the background. Just trying to make them back off while the rest of his team kills the Immortal. Cattle and June and Fury just like completely pushing these guys back. Look how unafraid Cattle is right now while the rest of his team's dealing with that Immortal. He goes in, pops the Panda Pals, gets a stun on Kona.
Yeah, he also dodged the whole mirror ball with that, and this much pressure on the backline means that nobody's going to die during the cocoon. That's really high value.
Cattle's trying to get Kona. He's about to lose his last of his pals there. He pops out, and that's going to be the death of the Dahaka there. They're going for the chase. Cattle's going to try and get on a Kona, but yeah, 45 seconds left, and that's not just an exposed score, that's an exposed 37%.
Yeah, Kona can't get away from this. Like, it's just
Donkey Kong 10 build. Hello.
You just can't run
from that.
Genji can run.
Yeah.
Yoda might be able to get to base, but it's team members down with a 37% core.
Yeah, they're going to push in right now. Hosty, Stray, and Yoda are going to try their hardest to get the stun on the Chug. Looks like Fury's getting really low.
How's Dingo working on the shields? They throw Divine Shield after that, and the shields are still holding strong. Rather than team fight, they're trying to get the core now. Crystal Aegis does end up picking off a third member. Down goes Zul'jin, the primary source of their damage, but it looks like it's been enough.
Yeah.
GG!
Tempestorm really just wanted to end that game. I don't know if we can take, like, we can't, like, criticize Tempest too much. They just clearly just wanted to end the game. It was very sloppy.